Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So we got to jump in on this Gilbert Arenas topic. I seen an old video where people are upset with Gilbert Arenas because they feel like, he thinks he's better than Steph. We're gonna go back to that old video at some point in this before we get to the new one, just to kind of show you why people are upset and they feel like Gilbert Arenas has a motive for saying this. But he says Steph isn't a generational talent, and I feel like Steph Curry is a generational talent just based off his shooting ability, his ability to get all types of shots off in tight spaces. Now, people might say that's a skill or that's a talent, but I feel like Steph is generational with that. We don't see people able to get that shot off overside. I mean, you look at some of the things he did at Davidson, you started seeing him grow into that, having much better athletes on the floor, but able to do a thing at a high level. You may just think that's skill, but if you watch his father play, it looks like an evolution of his father, and his father could really shoot and get it off really quick, um, which is a talent. And I looked up the definition of the words, to kind of try to bring it in. And generational means relating to or characteristic of all the people born and living at about the same time, regarded collectively. A talent is natural aptitude or skill. And so I do feel like, as it relates to all the people living around the same time, and the skill of shooting the basketball and the natural aptitude to do so, Steph is by definition a generational talent. Now, freaks of nature to me, just from a size perspective and like, just the skill to go with the size, LeBron James, Victor Wembanyama. Um, you look at someone like KD, 6'10", 6'11", shoot the ball like that, handle the ball like that. Those are freaks of nature with generational talent. So you could take theirs to another layer, and maybe this is what Gilbert Arenas is meaning in his explanation. But I think a generational talent like Steph, by definition, fits that mold, man. Fits that mold. Now, if you say he ain't a freak of nature, size wise, then I'm like, okay, he ain't the most athletic. Got you. I understand. Um, but again, like Kyrie would be a generational talent for his ball handling skills. Just the way he has command of the basketball, his balance and different stuff like that. So a lot of times in the NBA, some of the stars have generational talents that they possess. You know what I'm saying? But you also have freaks of natures who have generational talent, and those are normally the best players. So without further ado, we're gonna listen to what Gilbert Arenas had to say before about comparing himself to Steph, and then this recent comment. Let's peep it.
In his mind, take numbers out of it, take career, just we on the court, mano y mano.
Right.
Where you rank? Because it's skill. Now we talking about
You talking
skill.
about him all the time?
Him, yes.
So you asking him where does he rank?
It's unfair for both parties. It's unfair for me because now I got to rank myself against people's careers.
Yeah.
No, don't do
Right?
careers.
So
do
I got
skill.
no. What I'm saying is because I got hurt. I got hurt at 25.
You're right.
So
I'm saying, bro,
so
he's
I'm
talking
saying.
about- he's on a
So
skill
if you
then.
stop me at 25,
Right.
Yeah.
they ain't Steph ain't here with me. No. Because you have to stop him at 25. You can't. There's no 3 championships. He's only
I
a
get what you're
2-time
saying.
All-Star.
No, but don't think about
No.
that.
What I'm saying is
Why
so when people hear it, they're gonna be like, "What? He ain't
Yeah, at 25.
25. There's no 3 championships. There's only a 1-time All-Star. I'm a 3-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA player by the age of 25.
But to be real, how many teams have won without generational talent?
Steph is not a generational talent.
Detroit.
Steph Curry's.
Steph is not a generational.
Steph not a generation.
You know what a generational? Wemby is a generational person. That is a generational talent.
Steph became
A great generational means you can't mimic it. You can't mimic. You can't
came in
mimic.
at number one.
Well, you said you
Number one
can't.
pick.
Can you mimic Magic Johnson, 6'9" point guard with the vision? No. You can't mimic Shaquille O'Neal's body.
Kareem
and what
Abdul-Jabbar.
you can't
You can't
mimic
mimic
fucking LeBron James. Those you can't mimic Wemby. Those are generational.
I agree.
It only comes once every. Right.
So
There's only 5 or
generational
6
Gil is based on like physical
traits.
Okay.
Physical traits is generational. Like somebody like Giannis is tweaking. Right, like Jokic is not a generational talent.
No.
He's just a great basketball player.
Yep.
Curry was a great basketball player.
Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? It's different. Like generational is something that's once every 20.
Once every.
Like when it comes, you're like, ah, damn.
Sheesh, you got that?
And then that's it. And he's had 3 of them, 4 of them.
Yeah.
So the argument he's talking about is physical specimens, and that's a totally different argument than generational talent. I don't think you can create players that go out there and mimic Steph Curry. I think they can shoot the same amount of shots and do all the drills that Steph Curry did as much as he did it, and they won't be able to go out there and do what he did. Now Steph Curry, he's not a freak of nature. I do remember a time where Steph Curry was like 5'10" or 5'11" and shot up to 6'4". So that helps, especially so late in his life, to get all those other skills earlier and then add that size to it. Now he's able to become the Steph Curry that we know. So to some people, he may be a freak of nature because he grew so late and he has what he has, but obviously he's not, if you make it relative to other NBA players, he's not the athlete, he's not going to windmill on top of your head. He's not going to do all these sorts of things, He's not quick like Allen Iverson was. So like you could have extremely rare attributes like, quickness like Allen Iverson, or jump like Derrick Rose and have the north to south speed that Derrick Rose has and stuff like that. But Steph don't possess that. He has that neutralizer, that 3 ball, and not only that, right? Steph has a lot of trick shots he can do. He can pull from about half court, and that ain't nothing like in the game. As far as in the game, that's not easy to do. Um, it's generational to the tune that he's been a part of a dynasty, and he was at the forefront of spearheading that dynasty that was created in Golden State, a team historically that was nothing. For the most part, they had some time, with different teams that they've had. But I'm saying, as far as a championship threat each year, there you did if you were around like in the '90s, you didn't see Golden State like that ever. Um, Definitely didn't see Denver like that, with Jokic either. But um, I think Jokic is a generational talent. Passing like that, shooting like that is a big. Um, Again, the aptitude, uh, natural aptitude or skill, whatever the definition was, as it relates to people living around the same time, these guys are generational players and generational talents, man. I think the word that they're looking for is freaks of nature, where you start talking about unusual size and um, just gifts that you just can't replicate as far as physical features. And so that's what I'm gonna lean into, and that's what I'm gonna say he meant by it. But I wanted to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.